Hello, and welcome to Allie in Sweatpants. My name is Allie, and I am not wearing sweatpants. I'm wearing sweatshorts because that's what I wore for my pajamas last night, and that's what I'm still wearing. So, there you go. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you enjoy what you see, and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back, hear from you, see what you're working on, all the good stuff. So, I feel rusty. Today I decided I was gonna do a little pattern stash tour, what's in my pattern library video. I'm thinking of maybe making it a series because on my phone I have categorized my patterns by like category. So I have like sweaters, cardigans, summer knits, socks, baby knits, like whatever. So yes, I thought I would do one of those today and I hope that you enjoy. I did a little poll on my community page of whether or not you would be interested in this kind of video, and you guys said that you would be, so I thought I would give it a go. And since it is nearly June, I thought why not start with my summer knits. Now, by summer knits, I mostly mean they're like tank tops or like t-shirts or shorts or something, which can be layered and worn year-round really, but for the sake of categorization, summer knits. So in my little summer knits folder, we have 13 things to talk about. So I'm just gonna go, my phone categorized them in alphabetical order, so I'm just gonna go in that order, and I will give, name of the pattern, name of the designer, and then the specs like needles and yardage and size range. So let's get into it. The first thing is the BELLIS tee by FIBERTALES. I will be inserting photos for your, maybe I should scooch. I will be inserting photos for us visual learners, people. It is the BELLIS tee by FIBERTALES. Let's see here. It comes in 8 sizes, so the yardage ranges from 580 yards to 1215 yards depending on what style you do, because this is like a fake button-up style t-shirt. So if you choose to do the like button band, it uses a bit more yardage, and if you choose just to do a normal t-shirt, it uses a little less yardage. And it is knit on 3 millimeter needles for the main body, and then 2.5 millimeter needles for ribbing. And it just looks like a really beautiful boxy summer t-shirt. I've had it in my library for a while and I just haven't gotten to it. I actually want to make it for my sister because it looks like kind of her vibe, and I have a really nice yellow cotton linen cone that I want to use for it. And I just think FIBERTALES, her podcast is beautiful, her designs are beautiful, her knitting is beautiful, her Instagram is beautiful. The whole aesthetic of her is just, it's so nice. So anytime I see one of her patterns that I vibe with, I buy it because I just love her knitting style. So the next pattern is a little bit problematic. This was one of the first patterns I ever bought, and knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't buy it, but I do have it in my library, so I will mention it. And it is the Camisole No. 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And the reason this is controversial is because it comes in 5 sizes. Now, we know that human beings have a much wider range than 5 sizes, so it's not size inclusive. I wouldn't buy it again, but I do have it. It's like a 2x2 ribbed camisole. Let's see here. It's knit again on 3mm and 2.5mm needles, and it ranges from 100 to 200 grams of yarn for the sizes available. I'm not going to talk about this one too much because I do not agree. So the next one in my pattern library is one that I have actually made before, and it is the CUMULUS tee by PETITEKNIT. Now this comes in 7 sizes, and I'm wondering and hoping if there was maybe a pattern update where more sizes have come out, because like when Ravelry releases pattern updates, I don't always necessarily upgrade my like my copy that I've downloaded onto my phone. So sometimes like I don't get the size expansion copy of patterns, but I'm hoping maybe, because I know that she's been working on expanding her size range in her pattern library, so we can hope. Let's see here. So the needles are, again, 3mm and 2.5mm. I'm seeing a bit of a pattern. And the materials are 200 to 300 grams of fingering weight yarn. And this is a beautiful pattern. It's knit top down, and it's like a V-neck construction, and it has I-cord details around all of the like the neckline and the bottom of the sleeves and the bottom of the body. I feel like I'm saying a lot, and I do apologize. It was a very enjoyable knit, I thought. It took a long time because it's fingering weight on 3mm needles. It was definitely a project of love, but it was enjoyable. It wasn't difficult. You know, you knit flat for a while you're shaping the V-neck, so you do some left and right leaning increases, and then you join in the round, and then it's just beautiful stockinette island for years in my case. Not years, it took a year, but. So, on to the next. It is the Olive top by Knitting for Olive. So this comes in 8 sizes. It is knit on 3mm needles, and okay, let's see, calls for 3 to 7 50-gram balls of fingering weight yarn. So there you go. This is another pattern that I've had for quite a while. I bought it to make it for my friend for her birthday, like last year, probably, like last winter, because her birthday's in the spring. And then I scrolled to the bottom of the pattern and I saw all the charts, and I got incredibly intimidated, and I did not make it. I made her a ripple bralette instead. And it's still definitely something I really want to make. I have this pattern in the cardigan and maybe even the sweater as well, because I just love the like leaf motif that's made when you're knitting. But I'm just intimidated by the charts. I've never done lace or anything like that. The only thing I've used charts for is cables and color work. So, I mean, I know it's just another skill. Like, I know I just have to learn how to do it and figure out what all the symbols mean and everything. But I prefer typically, I don't like to say mindless knitting. I guess I mean like soothing knitting, where I can just sort of get into a rhythm and not have to check something constantly. And so it takes being in a very special mind space for me to do patterns like this. But I would love, love, love to knit that one day. It's so beautiful. Okay, next is the Retro Button Top by WITRE Designs. It comes in 7 sizes. It uses a 4mm and a 3.5mm needle. And you need anywhere from 150 to 400 grams of yarn. It does not say the weight. It says Senesgarn-Lina, which is DK or worsted maybe? So it recommends like 150 to 400 grams of that yarn, depending on what size you're making. And this is another one that I have on my radar for my sister, because it's just, again, her style. This is another button down the front design, but it's a real cardigan style button down the front design, and it's just like a tank top, and it just looks like it would be so flowy and comfortable in the warm weather, because it's not tight fitting. So when it's on those really, really hot days where you just don't want anything touching you, I feel like this would be so nice. And it has really beautiful, it looks like moss stitch detailing for, like, instead of ribbing, it's moss stitch. And I am so here for that. That looks so beautiful. Yeah, I think it's moss stitch. It looks so nice. And it really does look like kind of retro. I feel like in the colder months you could wear it over the top of like a long sleeve tee or something and it would look really retro. So next is the Ripple Bralette DK version. Now this was the first version of the Ripple Bralette that I ever made, and I made a ton of them. And so this is in 11 sizes. We love Jessie May. She is super size inclusive, and I think many, many, many more designers should follow suit. So 11 sizes. DK or worsted weight yarn, it says. 3.25 and 4mm needles is what it's knitted on. And yardage, it says anywhere from 96 to 500 yards, depending on the size that you make. And I typically lengthen the body of all of my Ripple Bralettes to make it like a cropped tank top length. So if you also like it that way, keep that in mind when it comes to yardage. But beautiful pattern. It's a 3x3 rib. I love them. I love them. And I had like heard the hype of them all over YouTube, and I was like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I watched Martina's videos from Martina from We Grow Wild. I watched her videos and I was like, I get it. I totally get it. And it's funny because I'll go through phases of I either don't make any for a year or I make 7 in a row, which teaser for the next podcast episode. So the Ripple Bralette DK by Jessie MAED, and then the next is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie MAED, which is similar product but in fingering weight yarn. So it comes in 9 sizes. It recommends a 2.75 and a 3.5 millimeter needle. And the yardage ranges anywhere from 120 to 800 yards, depending on the size and the length that you make. Again, I lengthen mine quite a bit. So, but 3x3 rib, it's you know, practically the same. Oh, excuse me. Wow, that felt so good. I mean, it's practically the same product, but one is in DK and one is in fingering weight yarn. And both of them come out beautifully. I have been knitting Ripple Bralettes in like cotton sock yarn, so it's cotton and elastic, or cotton bamboo and elastic, or it's some variation of that. And I've been wearing them to yoga and they work so well for me. Now, I have always been a board member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. And so I don't need a lot of support, and I really just kind of need a flattener, and these work so well for me. They don't get, when I sweat and they get wet, they don't get baggy and like droopy for me, which is really nice. They stay on my body and they give me the coverage and the support that I need, and they have been fantastic. So if you are also on the Itty Bitty Titty Committee and you're looking for some workout or low impact workout or yoga tops that you could make yourself, I highly recommend finding some cotton sock yarn and using that for some, because it's been so good for me. So next is the So Summer shirt by Jessie MAED Designs. I'm currently working on this and have kind of hit a little bit of a stall, but that's okay. This comes in 9 sizes and fingering weight yarn. 3.75 and 2.5 millimeter needles are the suggested needles, and it calls for anywhere from 432 to 1140 yards, depending on the size, length, and variation that you make, because I think it comes with a couple different like hem variations and neckline variations. But this is just such a beautiful staple t-shirt, it looks like to me, and I've had my eye on it for probably over a year and I just hadn't started it. And now I've started it and I'm so excited for the final product, but it's knit bottom up and I just have such a problem with motivation when I work in the round and then I have to knit flat. And that's where I'm at. I'm knitting flat for the front panel right now, and it's just something that I struggle with. So will I make it again? I don't know. I have to see how I like the final product, and if I love the final product, probably I'll make it again. But I think I'm going to try to find some top-down t-shirt patterns that I can make instead. But I still highly recommend checking out this pattern. Next is the So Summer shorts by Jessie MAED Designs. This comes in 9 sizes, and it calls for a fingering weight yarn. 3.5 and 3.75 millimeter needles are the recommended, and yardage is anywhere from 405 to 1,000 yards. And again, like I looked through all the Ravelry pictures for these shorts, and they just look so good on so many people, and they look so comfortable, and I just really want to make myself a pair. But again, I'm just kind of intimidated by the different techniques and the different steps, and you know, as soon as I'm getting in the groove of something, it seems like I have to switch over. I don't know, like, it's just knitting. Why be intimidated? Why be scared? But here we are. So I would really love to make myself a pair of these. I just don't know when I'm gonna get to it. So next on my list is the SUGARBOO Bralette by CAIDREE Designs. Now, I bought this. This is, again, one of the first patterns that I ever bought, like 2.5 years ago. And since then, she has come out with a few more variations of it. But this comes in... Oh, this comes in 11 sizes. Fantastic. And then there's a whole guide of like how to choose the right size for you. So this particular variation is knit in Aran weight yarn, and you'll need anywhere from 100 to 200 grams of Aran weight yarn. It is knit with 5mm and 4mm suggested needle size. And it just looks so sleek and comfortable and clean. And the second I saw it on Instagram, I was like, I need that, I need that, I need that. And then I felt like I was waiting for it to be released. And the whole time I was like, I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it. And then I got it and I haven't made it. Why? But it looks so beautiful. And it's actually, I think, the only pattern by CAIDREE that I have, which is surprising because so many beautiful patterns. But next is the Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Made Designs. I think this is a free pattern, and I'm pretty sure that's why I downloaded it. So go check it out, because who doesn't love a free pattern? And it comes in 10 sizes. I just figured out an easier way to count how many sizes there are provided than I was this whole time. RIP my brain. 10 sizes. And fingering weight yarn. Oh, interesting. It says fingering weight yarn held single or any yarn weight with which you are able to achieve gauge. You may also use DK or fingering held double for a less airy fabric. Do you hear him dreaming? He's running. My dog, if that wasn't... Oh, good morning. Did you get them? Did you get them? Good boy. Sorry, completely lost my... Okay, and then it has, for the fingering weight needle sizes, it recommends 4.5 and 3.75mm needles. And for the DK weight version, which I did not know that this pattern had DK and fingering recommendations. But for the DK, it recommends 4mm and 3.5mm. Now I'm much more interested in making this with DK, because that seems like much more my vibe. But this is like kind of a higher neck tank top, which I don't know if it will suit my body type too much, but I have a lot of friends who I think it definitely will. And then it has the straps crossed in the back, which I love. I love that. I did that with a lot of my Ripple bralettes. but it just made them a bit too tight, so I stopped doing it, but I think it looks so much cuter than just like 2 straps down the back. So that's the Summer Secret Crop. We have 2 more to go in my folder. One is something that I just bought. It is the Lost Shorts by Friday Knits. It comes in 8 sizes. Calls for a fingering weight yarn. You're going to use it, the suggested needle size are 3.25 and 2.75 millimeter needles. And they look like a 2x1 or a 2x2 ribbed short. Oh, they look so cute and so comfy. But I got these because I've been really getting back into my yoga, and the friend that I go with a lot wears yoga shorts a lot, and I was so inspired by her that I was like, I want to wear yoga shorts, but I don't really want to buy them. And then I was like, you know what? I'll make them. And then I ended up buying a bunch secondhand on Poshmark anyway. So will I make these shorts? I don't know. Do they look beautiful and comfortable and super flattering? Yes. So maybe I will, but yeah, they do look really nice. So yeah, the Lost Shorts by Friday Knits. And then my last pattern in my summer knits category is a new one that came out very recently that I have already finished, another teaser for the next podcast episode. And it is the Totally Tank Top by Jessie May Designs. Martina and I actually knit this together, and it comes in nine sizes. My brain. Comes in 9 sizes. It recommends a fingering weight yarn. The recommended needle sizes are 3.25 and 2.75 millimeters, and you will use anywhere from 350 to 825 yards depending on the size that you made. I made the 3rd size, and I was able to complete it with 1 skein of fingering weight yarn with like a little bit left. So do with that what you will. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, I actually almost signed up for the test knit for this because she put out a public test call, and test knits just stress me out so much. I've never done one, but the idea of a deadline, I don't know. It just stresses me out, and I don't want to like let anyone down, and I don't know. So I didn't sign up for it. I just waited for it to come out. And it's like a beautiful scoop neck cropped tank top with like a racer back. It looks so nice, and I made mine, and it feels so nice. I really do think I'm going to make it a couple more times, and I might try to make it in the like cotton sock yarn that I've been making my Ripple Bralettes in to see if it's another yoga top option, because I used a cotton nylon blend, and it's definitely like I would wear a bra or something under the version that I made, and I want to see if I can make a version where I don't need to wear a bra underneath. So that is that. That is all the summer knitting patterns that I have in my folder. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope maybe it, get out of here. I hope that maybe it gave you some fun pattern ideas for the upcoming Northern Hemisphere season. I know that I like these kind of roundup video ideas. I just love to kind of sit and knit, and then I feverishly check Ravelry for the pattern, and then I sit and knit, and then when another pattern comes up, I'm feverishly looking. So yeah, I don't know. I just find them to be a good time, and that's all. I hope to see you all again very, very soon, and I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you are well, and I will be back when I have more to talk about. Bye!